Hello students, welcome to our e-learning class. This is Zakir Hussain from Springdale's Children's School, Nayagaon, Kota. Today we will learn about auxiliaries and modal verbs. So dear students, let's begin with chapter number 2, auxiliaries and modal verbs. So let's know about the auxiliaries and modal verbs. What are auxiliaries and modal verbs? So let's begin with auxiliaries and modal verbs. Auxiliaries are also called helping verbs. They help to form tenses, voices, or moods. They are also called primary auxiliaries. They are be, have, and do. And modal auxiliaries will be shall, should, will, would, may, might, can, could, must, ought to, used to, need, and dare. They are all called auxiliary and modal verbs. Now let's see the uses of these verbs. These verbs are used in short answers to avoid repetition. They are used with so and neither, with echo question to show emphasis, and they are also used with question tags. Dear students, you know about the be, do, and have form. Let me tell you about the be form. What are be form? As you know, is, am, are, was, were, they are called be form. Do, does, and did are called form of do. While has, have, had are called the form of have. Now let's know the uses of verbs in short answers. We use them instead of answering just yes or no. It sounds more polite and natural. जब हम किसी क्वेश्चन का आंसर सिर्फ यस और नो में देते हैं तो ये पोलाइट और नेचुरल नहीं माना जाता है. While we add some helping verbs or auxiliary verb with pronoun, they will be more polite and natural. Let's see some examples. Do you speak German? No, I don't. Are they at home? Yes, they are. Can we stay here? Yes, you can. Here we can see that I don't, they are, you can are more polite and natural than no or yes. So here are don't, are, can are the form of helping verb. Now let's see the use of these verbs to avoid repetition. They are used to avoid repeating the main verb or verb phrase. Let's understand with the help of some examples. Number 1. I love comedies, but my husband doesn't. Erin is studying, but John isn't. They can say what they want, but we can't. Here in these examples, we can see that the repetition is avoided in the last of the sentences. यहाँ दिए गए सेंटेंसेस में हम देख सकते हैं कि जो हस्बैंड है वो कॉमेडीज़ को लव नहीं करते हैं. तो यहाँ पर दोबारा कॉमेडीज़ को रिपीट नहीं किया गया है और सेम थिंग नेक्स्ट सेंटेंस में एरिन तो स्टडी करती है बट जॉन स्टडी नहीं करता है. तो यहाँ पर स्टडी जो वर्ब है उसको रिपीट नहीं किया गया है. और लास्ट सेंटेंस में अगर हम देखें तो वो जो चाहते हैं वो कह सकते हैं, लेकिन हम नहीं कह सकते. Now see the uses of these verbs with so and neither. We use so and neither to agree with what someone has just said. If someone says something positive and we agree with them, we can use so plus auxiliaries or modal verbs plus pronoun. If we or someone says something negative and we agree with them, we can use neither plus auxiliaries or modal verbs with pronouns. Now let's try to understand the uses of these verbs with so and neither with some examples. Here we can see the examples. Number 1. I love comedies. So do I. Shh. Erin is studying. So am I. I can't open the door. Neither can I. I won't say anything. Neither will I. Now in first two sentences. पहले दो सेंटेंसेस में हमसे किसी ने पॉजिटिव कहा है और हम उससे एग्री हैं, इसलिए हमने सो प्लस डू और प्रोनाउंस को यूज़ किया है. And now in last two sentences, we are not agree with the person who says that. That's why we have to use here neither plus modals or plus pronouns. Now these helping verbs are used to show emphasis. It is common to use auxiliary verbs in positive sentences when we contradict or deny what someone has said or when we want to give extra emphasis. In these sentences, the auxiliary is stressed strongly. Let's see some examples. Are you a vegetarian? The answer is I do eat meat, but I prefer fish. Second is you didn't lock the door. I did lock the door. So here we can see that दोनों ही आंसर्स में emphasis किया गया है. Here is the another use of these verbs in echo questions. We make echo questions to show an interest in what someone is saying. They are called echo questions because they repeat a part of what the other speaker has said. They have a rising intonation. For example, I love Coldplay. The answer is do you? And the next question is they don't eat meat. The answer is don't they? Here in these two questions which are written in red, they are echo questions because both the pronouns are going to show their interest in these questions. Now it is an important use of auxiliaries or modals verbs to form question tag. Question tag, it is also called question tail. Tag questions are used to ask another person to agree with you. For example, it's a nice day, isn't it? It's not really a question. It is used to check something which you think is true. For example, Jake isn't your brother, is he? It's a real question. Means we can say that if we have a statement in positive, we can frame the question tag in negative. And if we have the statement in negative, we can frame the question tag in positive. Now let's see how question tags are formed by an auxiliary verb and a pronoun. Let's try to understand with the help of some examples. Some examples are: Jake isn't your brother, is he? Mabel lives in Cardiff, doesn't she? They have finished their homework, haven't they? If we have our statement in positive, then our question will be in negative. For example, we get too much homework, don't we? Here, we get too much homework is our statement and don't we is our question tag. And if our statement is in negative, then our take question will be in positive. For example, the police don't have many clues, do they? The police don't have many clues is our statement and it is in negative. That's why we have made our question tag in positive. So dear students, it was the explanation of our chapter number 2, part 1. I hope you have learned very well about this topic. We will meet again in our next class with chapter number 2, part 2. Till then, bye bye.